أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Continuation of the Babu Tawkid, and we've done up to Al-Ainu. Now we are picking from Kullu. Okay, so Nafsu and Ainu, we use the two to emphasize singular, dual, plural. Okay. But when we come to kullu, what is this used for? يُؤَكَّدُ بِهَا مَا كَانَ ذَا أَجْزَاءٍ. It is used to emphasize that which has partitions. Anything that is into parts, we use kullu to emphasize the fact that the whole came or the whole did something. We use to emphasize the fact that it is the whole we are talking about. When I say أَخَذْتُ مَالِي كُلَّهَا, أَخَذْتُ amwali kullaha, because my monies can be parted. 1 cedi can be put here, 2 cedis, or $1, $10. Money is into parts like that. So something that is into parts, I can say, oh, they all came. I took all my money. I can say جاء الفريق كلها, جاء الفريق كله. Or I say أخذت السيارات kullaha. Anything that is into parts, anything that you can put into parts, you use kullu to emphasize the whole body. So that's why it says ma kana dha ajza'in yu'akkadu biha ma kana dha ajza'in. It is used to emphasize anything that is into partitions or parts. Kullu shay'in dhu ajza'in fa innahu yu'akkadu bi kullin. Anything that is into parts, you emphasize it with kull. وَأَمَّا الْوَاحِدُ, anything that is just one, فَلَا يُؤَكَّدُ بِكُلٍّ. You don't emphasize it with كُلُّ. وَلِهَذَا لَا يَصِحُّ أَن تَقُولَ. And due to this, you can't say جَاءَ زَيْدٌ كُلُّهُ. You can't say the whole of Zayd came. It's not right. لِمَاذَا? Why? لِأَنَّهُ لَا يَتَجَزَّأُ. Because Zayd is not into parts. Zayd, his leg cannot come and his head is somewhere. Zayd is not into part. لكن يصح أن تقول, but it is right for you to say عُتِكَ الْعَبْدُ كُلُّهُ. عُتِكَ الْعَبْدُ كُلُّهُ. The servant or the slave has been freed wholly. You see, even though the slave is also one human being, but then it's a concept. لماذا؟ لأن العتق يتبعض, because freeing a slave can be in parts. You can free a slave on conditions. You can free a slave such that he has some hours of time for his day. You can buy some time for the slave. You can do part freeing, not full. In that case, that is why he's saying that it is possible for you to say Utikal Abdu Kulluhu, yani the whole of him has been freed, not part. Not that he is allowed something and not allowed something. He has been freed fully. So even though you don't use it for singular, something that is one and does not go into parts, you can use it for something like this. Aywa. And then he says, Akaltu ragifa kullahu. You can say Akaltu ragifa kullahu. This is sahihun. لأنه يتبعض. When you say يتبعض, بمعنى يتجزأ. يتبعض بمعنى يتجزأ. From you can get بعض from it. Some. لأنه يتبعض يمكن أن تأكل نصفه أو ثلثه. You can eat half of it or a third of it, ثلثه, or a third of it. Since you can eat it in parts, إذن أكلت الرغيف كله, يعني I've ate the bread, the whole of it. So since you can eat half of it, you can eat a third of it, then إذن يمكن أن تقول, you can say كل, you can emphasize it with كل. رغم أن الرغيف واحد, regardless the fact that the bread is one. Since it can be into parts, then you can use that to emphasize it. جاء القوم كلهم. The people, all of them came. يصح, this is right. لماذا؟ لأنهم يتبعضون. يمكن يأتي بعضهم فإذا قلت, some of them can come because they can also be in past. When you say the people came, all of them, you are using kullu to emphasize it, because when you say qawm, you mean a group of people. They can be in part. فإذا قلت جاء القوم كلهم هذا توكيد. This is a correct emphasis. All right. إذن كل لا يؤكد بها إلا ما يتبعض. Then the word كل, you don't use it to emphasize anything except that which can go into parts. أما ما لا يتبعض فلا يؤكد بها وإنما يؤكد بالنفس أو بالعين. That which does not go into parts, that which is a whole, when you want to emphasize it, you use nafs or ain. Okay. Now we come to ajma'u. Ajma'u, he says, أيضا من ألفاظ التوكيد. It's part of the words of توكيد. ولا يمكن ولا يكون إلا في الجمع. You cannot use it except in plural. تقول جاء القوم أجمعون. The people came, all of them يعني. ولا تقول جاء زيد أجمعون. You can't say جاء زيد أجمعون because زيد is singular. لابد أن يكون جمعا. Definitely what you are emphasizing with the word أجمع should be plural. رأيت القوم أجمعين ومررت بالقوم أجمعين. That is how we go, because al-qawm is plural, you use ajma to emphasize it. كذلك, the same way, يقول المؤلف, the author says again, توابع أجمع, the words that follows the ajma'a, وهي أقطع وأبتع وأبصع. These words, they come to emphasize ajma when you use ajma. أفادنا المؤلف رحمه الله, the author has given us the understanding أن هذه الثلاثة ألفاظ لا يؤكد بها إلا مع أجمعين. These three words, أقطع وأبتع وأبصع, they are words we don't use them to emphasize anything but except with أجمعين. إلا مع أجمعين, except when you bring أجمعين, then you bring أقطع, then you say أجمعين أقطعين, أجمعين أبتعين, أجمعين أبصعين. You add it to the أجمعين to emphasize it more. Or you say أجمع أقطع, أجمع أبتع, أجمع أبصع. Okay. فلا تقل, so you don't say جاء القوم أقطعون. You don't just bring the أقطعون alone. وإنما تقول, you say جاء القوم أجمعون أقطعون. لأنها لا تأتي إلا تبعا لأجمعين, because it does not come, it has to be a tabi' for the أجمعين. It has to follow the أجمعين. أما أن تأتي مفردة فلا. For it to come singular, alone, to come alone, that it does not happen. And to come without the ajma preceding it, that does not happen. تقول, you say for instance, جاء القوم أجمعون أقطعون أبتعون أبصعون. When you put it like this, what it means is that إذا قلت هكذا كأنك قلت, if you say it that way, it means that you've said جاء القوم أجمعون 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 أجمعون. The vocabularies أقطعون أبتعون أبصعون, they are just following the أجمعون in the same function of emphasis. لأن هذه توابع, because these are followers. تفيد زيادة التوكيد, they give the meaning of increment in emphasis. أيوة. says صار الآن, now النفس والعين يؤكد بهما الواحد والمثنى والجمع. Now we understand that the words النفس والعين, we use it to emphasize singular, dual and plural. كل, then the word كل يؤكد بها ما يتجزأ, we use it to emphasize anything that can be in parts. And the words أجمع أقطع أبتع أبصع يؤكد بهما الجمع خاصة, we use it to emphasize plural. قال الله تعالى, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين. من الجنة والناس أجمعين. That is our emphasis there. So it has to come أجمعين and not أجمعون, because what it is emphasizing is majrur, al-jinnati wan-nas. وقال تعالى فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعون. Now here الملائكة فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة. Now you come to كلهم is توكيد مرفوع. أجمعون is also توكيد مرفوع. So we brought كلهم أجمعون just to increase the emphasis. التوكيد يوافق المؤكد في الإعراب. التوكيد follows the one it is emphasizing in terms of إعراب. يعني meaning إذا كان المؤكد مرفوعا فالمؤكد مرفوعا. المؤكد بفتح الكاف is the one we are emphasizing. So when you take the example right above here, فسجد الملائكة, الملائكة is the المؤكد, that which is being emphasized. المؤكد بفتح الكاف. The كلهم is the المؤكد, it is the emphasizer. كلهم. So he says that إذا كان المؤكد مرفوعا, like if the malaika here is مرفوع, then المؤكد like كلهم and أجمعون is also مرفوع. إذا كان المؤكد منصوبا كان المؤكد منصوبا. In that same way, if the مؤكد is مرفوع منصوب, then the مؤكد should also be منصوب. إذا كان مجرورا كان مؤكد مجرورا. Like that. إذا كان المؤكد معرفة كان المؤكد معرفة. When you are emphasizing the definite, the emphasis should also come definite. فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعين. كلهم here is definite. Basically what he's saying that we emphasize definite nouns. We understand it that way. Let's just emphasize definite now. Says واختلف العلماء أو واختلف النحويون هل تؤكد النكرة أو لا. Do we emphasize indefinite nouns or no? فقال بعضهم, some said لا يؤكد, لا تؤكد, some said we can't emphasize نكرة. وقال بعضهم بل تؤكد, and some said no, you can emphasize نكرة. وظاهر كلام المؤلف أنها لا تؤكد. What the apparent meaning of the text of the author Ibn Ajrum is that the nakira cannot be emphasized. لأنه لم يقل, because he didn't add وتنكيره. Where, let's go up there, the very first text of Ibn Ajrum, we read, he says التوكيد تابع للمؤكد في رفعه ونصبه وخفضه. This is إعراب. And then he says وتعريفه. He didn't say وتنكيره. So it means that nakira is not emphasized. It is what is mu'arraf that is emphasized. Okay. Alhamdulillah, this brings us to the end of the Babu Tawqid. Please read through very well. Go through the tadribat or tamrinat as it is in your various books. Whatever is there that needs us to clarify more, we will do so, inshallah. Do well to ask whatever you don't understand. And Nahu requires so much attention and understanding such that we don't make any mistake in Arab, because we are learning Nahu لتقويم اللسان, to straighten our tongue. لتقويم اللسان حتى لا يلحن. لحماية اللسان من اللحن, to protect the tongue from falling into errors, grammatical errors. So we need to revise very well, go through the tamrinat. It's quite easy if you do the lesson. The tamrinat are just readables. You just read through like a story. Okay, this brings us to the end of this chapter. May Allah grant us beneficial knowledge and make our knowledge beneficial to the ummah. That is what we seek, not the too much. We seek for the knowledge to have the barakah. When it has the barakah, you can do just AL-AJRUMIYYA, and somebody who has done Alifiyya and Qatr al-Nada and whatever kitab Sibaway, the person still wouldn't maybe understand Nahu as you do. If you give it the attention and pray for the barakah thereof, you would even understand Nahu more than somebody who has just done books without any barakah. Okay, so Allahumma alimna ma yanfa'una wanfa'na bima 'allamtana wazidna ilman ya rabbal alamin. Ya Rabbi Musa wa Harun wa Isa Muhammadin Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أكرمنا بقوة الحفظ والفهم والمعرفة والحكمة. آمين. السلام عليكم.